What's up, YouTube? Right, got some live stream action from last night. This was probably the best battle that I had yesterday on the stream. It's most entertaining to me. First, before I start this battle, I want to say thanks to all the people that bothered to turn up. We had over 1,000 peoples again, so that was awesome. It was really, really cool. And thanks to all the people that showed up and just watched and didn't actually get a battle, but still was stuck around and watched and that sort of thing. Highly appreciate that. So to the battle now. This one was against Hideous Vanity from YouTube. Now let's have a look at his team. So we've got Crawdon here. We've got Florgs, Chandelure, Heracross, Crobat, and Aggron. So pretty solid team. And I had a couple of worries. Probably Chandelure once, if I really needed to get rid of that, and Heracross was another, a big one. They're very strong pokes, especially Heracross when he gets a Moxie boost. I've used one myself. It's good. I know that Florgs will definitely be. I knew that Florgs will definitely be a support, wish support or something along those lines. Not too sure if it was going to be Mega Aggron. I wasn't too sure either. And Crobat could be a lot of things. It can be support, or you can even go full out attacker. Like, you can do lots of things. And I know Crawdon, I see that a lot too. It's definitely getting a lot more spotlight than what it did before. Anyway, let's get to the battle. This is my new team that I made the last week or so. It was pretty fun to make, and I wanted to use a couple of pokes that you don't ever really see at all, and try and formulate some kind of decent team with them. So you don't see Spiritomb a hell of a lot because it's got that big fairy weakness now. Okay, so Aggron lead here. I did go straight here for the Will-O-Wisp, just to see what he'd swap into it. I was thinking he may swap Chandelure into it if it was a non-Shadow Tag variant, or I know it has Flash Fire as well, so I was thinking I'd sort of just want to see what was happening. So Florgs has got Aromatherapy, which was definitely a possibility. I knew that you'd probably have that as well. I've seen a lot of these. So I'm just going to set up a Calm Mind here, see what actual other moves it's got. Let's see if it's got like a fairy move or whatnot, because I have seen these just with all set up moves and really big taunt betas. But at this point, I was sort of just trying to see what moves it has. With Florgs, you can figure it out pretty easy, like how to counter it after you see what moves that it has. So I'm going to go for another Will-O-Wisp here, because I know that he can straight away use Aromatherapy, but I wanted to, I sort of wanted to keep him distracted with that so I could swap something else in next turn. Now, Spiritomb cannot do much to this thing. I could Calm Mind all day and Pain Split, but it just wouldn't really do much to me at all. That Moonblast is hitting me really, really hard. So I know at worst case possible scenario, he's going to hit me with Moonblast. So into Klinklang here. Even if that comes, I should take that reasonably well. I take it pretty bad actually, because due to that crit, but that sort of happens, so I can't really help that. So now it's burned as well, which is good. I know that it's going to swap out. There's no reason for it to stay in, and I can know here that I can get a Shift Gear off, because it would be unwise to keep Florgs in. And so into Crawdon, I'm thinking straight away, yes, that thing does have priority Aqua Jet. But I really wanted to get the Shift Gear up anyway, and it doesn't have the worst defense either. So I'm thinking I could probably just live this and go for Wild Charge and finish the Crawdon off and take that's going to take me out unfortunately as well. But it was good. I got that out of the way at least, and I got to use my little bunch of cogwheels. It's a cool perk. Okay, into Kingler here. This is my Choice Scarf set. Kingler doesn't have the worst speed actually. It's not too bad. Now this was a physical Crobat, which is cool as well, and I just hang on there with 24 health hit points. Now a Kingler does actually have a reasonable defense stat even on a sweeping one, and Rock Slide Sheer Force is going to be enough to take Crobat out, most definitely, especially a sweeping one like that. Now I wasn't too sure if he knew that I was choice scarfed at the moment. But I had a feeling that Heracross was going to be choice scarfed. And I knew the best poke to swap into would be Spiritomb because it resists close combat. It can take Earthquakes all day. It can resist Mega Horn somewhat with its defense. And I have Will-O-Wisp on it as well. And I'm pretty sure that it's going to be Moxie, so it doesn't have Guts. So, it's going to be scared off by a Will-O-Wisp. So, thinking that I'll probably go for another Will-O-Wisp again, he swaps in Floor, which, fair enough swapping. I just go for Pain Split there, just in case he doesn't swap anything else in. Get a little bit of my health back, and a Leftovers recovery too. So my Spiritomb is looking a lot more healthier than it was before, and making it a lot more viable swap in later on in the match. There's nothing else I really want to do against this thing. I don't really like versing that thing with Spiritomb. So I'm going to go into my big brains here. Now, I thought this would be a really interesting swap in here. Once again, I get critted by Moonblast, which sucks, because I was thinking, oh crap, I'm not going to take this next Moonblast very well, considering I'm just hoping that I can live this and get my move off. Now, the move that I was planning to use on this was Psyshock, because I already know that it's an amazing special defense wall, but its defense is rather average, and with Analytic Boost and Psyshock, and with this thing is actually choice specs, it ain't going to live, definitely. So there's no reason for me to swap anything out. I have to sort of just take the hit there. Heracross, and also I can see I'm positive that it's choiced, and I can see what move it's going to use. It gets a Moxie there. Not too worried because I've got Spiritomb. I know I can take an Earthquake. This thing's max health, max defense, and it's really, it's really, really tanky. I've got access to Will-O-Wisp. I can definitely get rid of that Moxie boost really, really easily, and that's really going to render Heracross quite useless now. It's not going to be hitting not entirely useless, but it's not going to be hitting anywhere like it used to be. So I know that he may try and stay in and go for another Earthquake to get me down to like a low health. So I'm going to go to Jumpluff to avoid that Earthquake. This would be my final sort of thesis, whether this is choice scarfed or not. And there would be no reason for him to swap out there if he wasn't. So that sort of clinches that he is. So Leech Seed misses there. Now that was a really big thing in this match, which we'll actually find out. So I have to swap out to take the fire move. He throws up the substitute. Now I'm thinking it's probably going to. There's nothing that I could do. My Munchlax could not do anything to him at all. Now I tried to go here for the Infiltrator Leech Seed from my Jumpluff. I was hoping that I by some small stretch of the imagination, I might outspeed and get that up, which would be great. Because this thing was a big counter to the pokes that I had left. So Fire Blast is obviously going to take me out because that thing's got crazy special attack. And this is a defensive wall as well, not a special defensive wall. I can see it's Life Orb by the looks of it. So, into Spiritomb again. I'm hoping Fire Blast might miss, or he sort of conserves that and goes for Shadow Ball. So I guess I didn't know that it had Shadow Ball at that point in the match, so it was good to see what moves it had. So I'm thinking here, the only move that it actually has to hit my Munchlax is Fire Blast. And my Munchlax can take this thing's hits all day with Thick Fat and Everlight, max special defense. It won't even really leave a scratch on it, even though it's got a massive special attack. It takes that with ease. Now the only thing here was I actually didn't have anything to hit his Chandelure with. This is a curse boosting Munchlax set. It's a great little set, and I've done some really cool things with it. It's not to be underestimated either. If it gets a couple of boosts, it's very, very tanky as well. Extremely tanky. So there wasn't a lot that I could do. I was sort of just waiting here for him to use up all his Fire Blast. Then I was just going to rest the damage off and rest that burn off as well. It's a Sleep Talk as well, so I can get rid of all those toxic burns, paralysis, anything like that. And if someone tries to put me to sleep, I can use Rest Talk again. So at this point in the game, we both had a lot of PP left still. I had loads left, he had lots left, and we weren't too sure what to do here. Well, I definitely wasn't. I was like, what are we going to do? Should we call this one a draw, or just, you know, we did a few more. We were going to do a few more turns anyway, just to see if there was any critical hits or anything like that. I'm just going to continue to go for a sleep talk, but there's absolutely nothing I can do. So the pokes remaining, I knew that he had the Heracross, which was burnt, choice scarfed. My Kingler was also choice scarfed as well, so I wasn't too sure. You know, I wasn't sure what he was running on that, whether it was Jolly or Adamant. I don't know, you know, what the speed tie was there. But the fact of the matter is, if he swapped his Chandelure out, it probably was game there, because I know I could outspeed his Chandelure with my Kingler. His Aggron wouldn't have not liked Kingler at all, and it could have gone anyway, but we sort of had to stop that there because we had a lot of PP left, and it would have gone on for hours, and, you know, people were watching, and I don't think they want to sit there and watch us go through all our PP. But anyway, good game, dude. It was fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. I'll try and get some more Wi-Fi battles with this team up during the week. I really want to try it out a lot more, because I didn't get to try it out too much yesterday. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment below. Peace out, everyone.